Election Commission (EC) working at full swing, keeping the 13th national parliamentary elections in focus. EC considers misuse of artificial intelligence and social media as biggest challenge. US companies negotiating with Bangladeshi factories to place apparel orders as retaliatory tariffs come into effect. Work orders drop in India and China over high tariffs. BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia's 81st birthday today. Milad and Dua Mahfil organized in all BNP offices and mosques countrywide, including Dhaka. Trump-Putin summit in Al-aqsa today to end Ukraine war. Any decision meaningless without the presence of Ukraine's president, says Zelensky. West Bank settlement plan of Israel to bury Palestinian state concept, says UN spokesperson. 16 more Palestinians, including 7 aid seekers, killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza today. And Bangladesh women's football team reached Bhutan to take part in SAF Under-17 Women's Football Championship. Assalamu alaikum viewers, this is News at 10 on BTV News and I am Imtiaz Ahmed Siddiqui. You just heard the headlines, let's move on to the details of those and other stories. The Election Commission has begun preparations ahead of the 13th national parliamentary election. In order to ensure a fair election and restore public trust in the electoral system, the Commission considers the misuse of AI and social media to be the biggest challenge. Senior Secretary to the Election Commission, Akhtar Ahmed, said that mainstream media can provide the greatest support to the Commission in making the upcoming election transparent. He noted that professional journalists, regardless of their platform, can serve as the most effective bulwark against the abuse of AI. The EC Secretary added that over the past decade, there has been a massive boom in the use of social media in Bangladesh, particularly Facebook, and that AI abusers are exploiting this space. Therefore, to counter misinformation, the Election Commission will remain active during the upcoming election by providing accurate information through its election app, YouTube channel, and Facebook page. Many American companies have been negotiating to place increased apparel orders from Bangladeshi factories since the reciprocal tariffs imposed by the US administration came into effect. Due to the high tariffs in India and China, American buyers want to shift RMG orders away from these two countries. Besides, many exporters from India have been contacting Bangladesh's top RMG exporters to produce garments here as part of a strategy to retain US orders in the long term. Exporters said that due to the high tariffs on China, a large number of work orders will shift from there and Bangladesh may get a share of these orders. Meanwhile, with a 50% tariff on India, Bangladesh could also receive orders diverted from there. The reduction of the reciprocal tariff from 35% to 20% is a relief for Bangladeshi exporters. In the past 2 weeks, 2 Chinese companies have already signed agreements to invest in Bangladesh. The United States is the single largest market for Bangladesh's exports. In the last fiscal year, Bangladesh exported goods worth $869 crore to the US, which accounted for more than 18% of the country's total export basket. However, analysts said that there is no room to be complacent about these tariffs. They opined that RMG sector in Bangladesh must improve efficiency, address infrastructural problems, and keep inflation at a tolerable level. At the same time, there is a need for product diversification and exploration of new markets. Although demand in the US market may decline due to the retaliatory tariffs, exporters will not decrease. Exporters sought necessary support from the government in this regard. The 81st birthday of the former Prime Minister and BNP chairperson Begum Khaleda Zia was observed today. A Dua and Milad Mahfil was organized at the BNP chairperson's political office in Gulshan after Asr prayers seeking divine blessings and a long life for Begum Khaleda Zia. BNP's acting chairman Tariq Rahman joined the program virtually. BNP central leaders, along with leaders and activists of the party, were present at the event.
والحمد لله رب العالمين بحق الميت لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله.
Meanwhile, Chief Advisor Professor Mohammad Yunus greeted BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia on her birthday. On the occasion, the Chief Advisor sent a bouquet of flowers to BNP chairperson. His officials plotted to the Khaleda Zia's residence in Gulshan today and handed over the bouquet to BNP chairperson's private secretary ABM Abdul Sattar. BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia, an uncompromising leader and a symbol of democracy, has dedicated her entire life to the welfare of the country and its people, and even today, in this critical moment of the nation, continues to advise the party leadership. Speaker said this during a brief discussion held today at the BNP Central Office in Noyapolton on the occasion of Begum Zia's 81st birthday. In the morning, a Khatm-e-Quran and special prayers were offered seeking her good health and long life. BNP Standing Committee members Mirza Abbas and Gosha Chandra Roy, Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi, Joint Secretary General Habibun Nabi Khan Suhail, Chairperson's Advisor Amanullah Aman and other leaders of the party were present at the program. Alongside prayers for Begum Zia's long life, prayers were also offered for the departed souls of Shaheed President Ziaur Rahman, the martyrs of 1971 and the martyrs of 1990 and 2024 mass uprising. And now, international news. U.S. President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin will meet today in Anchorage, Alaska at 11:30 a.m. local time. The two leaders will meet to discuss an end to the more than 3-year war in Ukraine in what will be their first standalone summit since 2018 in Helsinki. Trump told reporters on Air Force One en route to Alaska that he hasn't having the meeting to broker a deal on behalf of Ukraine, but said instead his goal was getting Putin to the table. He also stopped short of promising security guarantees for Ukraine as part of a deal to end the war. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who is not attending the meeting, emphasized that Ukraine will be counting on America. If the summit goes well, Trump has suggested organizing a trilateral meeting with Zelensky, which the Ukrainian leader expressed support for. Israel has faced international condemnation after far-right finance minister Bezalel Smotrich announced his intention to approve the construction of more than 3,000 homes in the E1 area of the occupied West Bank, bisecting the land that would be used for a future Palestinian state. UN spokesperson Stephen Dujarric said Israel's move would put an end to prospects of a two-state solution, while EU Foreign Policy Chief Khaja Kallas slammed the plan as a breach of international law. Meanwhile, 4 more hunger-related deaths were confirmed in the past 24 hours, raising the total number of Palestinians who have starved to death during Israel's attack on Gaza to 239, including 106 children, the enclave's health ministry said. Israeli forces have continued their assault on Gaza, killing at least 16 people in attacks across the strip on Friday, including 7 aid seekers. Israel's attack on Gaza has killed at least 61,776 people and wounded 154,906. At least 194 people have died in the last 24 hours in heavy monsoon floods and landslides in Pakistan and Pakistan-administered Kashmir. 180 deaths were recorded by disaster authorities in the mountainous Khyber Pakhtunkhwa in northern Pakistan. At least 30 homes were destroyed and a rescue helicopter crashed during operations, killing its 5 crew. 9 more people were killed in Pakistan-administered Kashmir, while 5 died in northern Gilgit-Baltistan region. Government forecasters said heavy rainfall was expected until 21st August and there is a heavy rain alert for the northwest of the country. Several regions have been declared disaster zones. In the Indian-administered part of the Kashmir, rescuers pulled bodies from mud and rubble on Friday after a flood crashed through a Himalayan village, killing at least 60 people and washing away dozens more. Back to home news. Consumers have got slightly relieved about potato and papaya prices in the kitchen market, but the prices of most vegetables are still above 70 to 80 taka. Traders blame continuous rain as the reason for the rise in vegetable prices. However, in Karan Bazaar and other major wholesale markets in the country, the price of vegetable is comparatively low. Egg and onion prices have also gone up. At the beginning of the month, a dozen eggs cost 120 taka, which has now reached 150 taka. People concerned said that the supply of eggs has also decreased in the market. For several weeks, the high price of rice has also been a cause of discomfort. The price of coarse rice is now over 60 taka per kilogram. On the other hand, various brands of very high quality rice are priced around 90 to 100 taka. And now with the news. Met Office in its weather forecast till 6 p.m. tomorrow said light to moderate rain or thundershowers accompanied by temporary gust of wind is likely to occur at many places over Rangpur, Mymensingh, Chattogram and Sylhet divisions and at a few places over Dhaka, Rajshahi, Khulna and Burishal divisions. Besides, moderately heavy to heavy falls is likely to occur at places over Rangpur, Mymensingh, Chattogram and Sylhet divisions. Night and day temperature remain unchanged over the country. Today, country's highest temperature was recorded 36 degrees Celsius at Feni. Dhaka's highest temperature was 34 degrees Celsius. And now sports news. Bangladesh women's football team reached Bhutan to participate in the SAF Under-17 Women's Football Championship. Bangladesh's junior girls arrived in Bhutan around 11:30 a.m. this morning. Bangladesh, India, Bhutan and Nepal are participating in this tournament, which is going to be held in Thimphu from August 20 to 31st. Each team will play 2 matches against the other team in a round-robin league format. After that, the trophy will be awarded to the team with the highest points. Bangladesh will start the tournament with a match against Bhutan on August 20. The team's opponent is India on August 22. Bangladesh will face Nepal in 2 consecutive matches on August 24 and 27. The girls will face Bhutan on August 29 and India again on August 31st. All the matches will be held at Changlimitang Stadium in Thimphu. Bangladesh is the current champion of this tournament. They have participated 7 times and won the trophy twice. To end the bulletin headlines once again. Election Commission EC working at full swing, keeping the 13th National Parliamentary Elections in focus. EC considers misuse of artificial intelligence and social media as the biggest challenge. U.S. companies negotiating with Bangladeshi factories to place apparel orders as retaliatory tariffs come into effect. Work orders drop in India and China over high tariffs. BNP chairperson and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia's 81st birthday today. Milad and Dua Mahfils organized in all BNP offices and mosques countrywide, including Dhaka. Trump-Putin summit in al-aqsa today to end Ukraine war. Any decision meaningless without the presence of Ukraine's president, says Zelensky. West Bank settlement plan of Israel to bury Palestinian state concept, says UN spokesperson. 16 more Palestinians, including 7 aid seekers, killed in Israeli attacks in Gaza today. And Bangladesh women's football team reached Bhutan to take part in the South Under-17 Women's Football Championship. And here we end the news. Thank you for being with us. Allah Hafiz.